Hi, welcome in. Day 36, Zephaniah. Seek God's right ways. We humans keep looking for a religion that will give us access to God without having to bother with people. We want to go to God for comfort and inspiration when we're fed up with the men and women and children around us. We want God to give us an edge in the dog-eat-dog competition of daily life. This determination to get ourselves a religion that gives us an inside track with God, but leaves us free to deal with people however we like, is age-old. It is the sort of religion that has been promoted and marketed with both zeal and skill throughout human history. Business is always booming. It is also the sort of religion that the biblical prophets are determined to root out. They are dead set against it. Through Zephaniah, God said, "I'll find and punish those who are sitting it out, fat and lazy, amusing themselves and taking it easy, who think God doesn't do anything, good or bad. He isn't involved, so neither are we." Zephaniah 1, verse 12. Because the root of a solid spiritual life is embedded in a relationship between a person and God, it is easy to develop the misunderstanding that my spiritual life is something personal between God and me, a private thing to be nurtured by prayers and singing, spiritual readings that comfort and inspire, and worship with like-minded friends. If we think this way for very long, we will assume that the way we treat the people we don't like or who don't like us has nothing to do with God. That's when the prophets step in and interrupt us, insisting, everything you do or think or feel has to do with God. Every person you meet has to do with God. We live in a vast world of interconnectedness, and the connections have consequences either in things or in people. And all the consequences come together in God. The biblical phrase for the coming together of the consequences is Judgment Day. In preparation for that day, Zephaniah implores his listeners, "Seek God, all you quietly disciplined people who live by God's justice. Seek God's right ways. Seek a quiet and disciplined life. Perhaps you'll be hidden on the day of God's anger." Zephaniah 2, verse 3. We can't be reminded too often or too forcefully of this reckoning. Zephaniah's voice in the choir of prophets sustains the intensity, the urgency.